Alright guys, it's another day, and I do remember there is a video I made about how to access the air cleaner, but I never talked about like how to clean it and other stuff. There is one of the viewer asking me the question like how to clean the air cleaner of this motorcycle. You have to ask yourself, why do you want to clean the air cleaner? We know that there are two options. When there is low performance of the motorcycle, there are various factors. The first one, you have to consider the type of fuel you're using. If you're using the fuel which doesn't have good quality, you have to know that you will affect the engine performance. The other factor, if you see there is a poor performance of the motorcycle, you have to make sure you check the carburetor. So if the carburetor is not well tuned, or if the carburetor has some dents in it, you have to know that always it will affect the performance. Also, if this air intake manifold here is broken, let me show you guys. If this one is broken, means there will be some air passage, and that will affect the airflow from the carburetor, which also goes to the engine combustion. If you see there is a poor performance of the motorcycle, make sure you check the carburetor. If you have checked that, make sure the fuel you're using is great. But the last one thing you have to consider is checking the air cleaner. If the air cleaner is dirty, it means that there is dirty air which is being sucked to the carburetor, mixed with fuel, and then it goes to the engine itself or to the combustion chamber. That will cause the poor performance because the air is not clean or the air is not pure oxygen. So that's one of the factors. I thought about this and then I said, okay, I think I can make a video and I can share with you guys. I will show to the other side of this carburetor. So far so good. The carburetor is clean. I use good fuel all the time, and I make sure I don't keep the fuel in the tank for a long time. As you know, the fuel evaporates over time. If you keep the fuel on the tank for a long time, it will condense and it will form water inside the tank, which will later affect the engine performance through going through the carburetor and to the combustion chamber. If I show you guys on this side of the motorcycle, you will see no, not this side actually. I think this side. Yes, yeah, so it's this side. This carburetor, it has a choke here. You can access the choke here. Let us assume the motorcycle is not starting. You can use the choke. It increases the richness in a mixture of fuel and oxygen. But so far so good. My motorcycle has been running great all the time. I never had any problem, so I don't use the choke. I can't remember when I ever used this choke. So far so good. It runs great, and I have been taking service on time. Without wasting your time, guys, I'm going to show you guys how to access the air cleaner and how to make it clean. And I'm showing you guys with this video so that you know, if you have this model, you have to know that the right side of the motorcycle is the air cleaner, and the left side is the access to the battery of the motorcycle. Let me show you guys. All right, and to access this cover here, actually you don't need so much fancy stuff. What you just need the screwdriver like this one, which has a square which will fit here. But also remember, make sure you check this cover of your motorcycle if you have different model, because there is suggestions for some changes for your motorcycle. This tool might not be applicable to a motorcycle, so you can check the appropriate tool, and then you can make sure you have access to this. So we're gonna open this one. Alright, I think now it's opened. Some of these covers, they just snap on this end. You can use both hands. You can use a finger to pop it open. Don't use too much pressure. All right. So now it's open, as you can see, and now I have access to the air cleaner. So far Right now I'm gonna remove these 4 screws, simple like that. And remember, if the air cleaner has not been changed for so long time, it will affect the engine performance in one way or another. Make sure you clean your air cleaner regularly, or you can change if it is necessary. But remember, most of the air cleaner which comes with the motorcycle are subjected to last longer compared to the aftermarket. Personally, I think I would just prefer to use the original one, just make it clean and reuse it. And once you take these bolts, make sure you store them in a place whereby they won't get dirty. I'm gonna put them on the back cover, and here I'm gonna apply gentle pressure and remove this one, as you can see, and just wiggle a little bit. It can be a little bit harder to pull this one if you never taken it out even a single time, but just take your time. All right, and if it doesn't get out, make sure you can have a pliers like this one. If it doesn't get out by hands easily, you can use the pliers like this one. It can be one of the tool which can help you. You just snap on this end and then pull it. This is the air cleaner itself. If you will see, it has some dirt on this end and some oil on the other side, but also there is a strainer which sits in here. So this is a strainer. Actually, this is super clean. It is not dirty. So far so good. Once you take this one out, make sure you take a piece of cloth, you clean inside on this end. Make sure it is nice and tidy. If you don't have a piece of cloth, you can use a toothbrush. Then I'm gonna show you guys how to make it clean. And on this end, do whatever it takes, but don't let the water get into this one, because water gets in this one, once it is working or once you're using the motorcycle, it will suck the water with the air, and then which will also affect the mix of fuel and the air which goes like to the engine. Don't use water on this one. You can use a gasoline if you want to make it super clean, but personally, if you use the toothbrush like this one, it will work just great. So we just want to take some of the dirt and let me show you. Mine is not so much dirt, but just in case, just a little dirt on here, not so much. And what it does is that it sucks the air from this end, which is protected by this mud guard. Air goes through this down here, it is being sucked here, it is being cleaned, and then it goes back to the carburetor mixed with fuel, and then it goes to the engine directly. Mine is not dirty, so it's not a big concern. But if yours is dirty, just make sure you don't use water to clean this side. You can just take a piece of cloth, or you can take a toothbrush, just as I did, and actually it's not bad inside, as you can see, not bad. Alright, so that was the first part. The second part is the air filter itself, or the air cleaner. The way it is positioned, you will see one side is a little bit cleaner compared to the other side. This side, if you can see dust, alright, this side is much more dirty compared to this side. Make it clean, you don't need so much stuffs. You just need water and a detergent, which is soap. So you can clean with gasoline, you can clean with petrol, it works great. If you don't want to reuse your air filter or your air cleaner, you can just buy a new one and then replace it. But this aftermarket doesn't last longer compared to this original ones. Personally, I'm gonna clean this one and then I'm gonna replace it. But take this one, just pop this one open. It has some connectors on this end, as well. I'm gonna pop this one open. Okay. It has some locks, and you have to use small pressure. Don't use too much pressure because you can break things apart. So just be gentle, take your time, make sure it is well loosened, All right. I think there we go with the last. Okay. As you can see now, it snapped out. It pops open, just as you see. You will see one of this end is a little bit worn compared to the other side. So this is the downside, which touches there, and then by a lot of dirt goes there. What you need, you just need a little piece of, you can use anything. Personally, I'm gonna use, I have a small dish here, a small container. I'm gonna show you guys how to clean this one. As you can see, it's dirty. To make this one clean, you just need a small detergent soap. You need some water, as I have that one all set up. I'm gonna just make a mixture of it to make sure to make some foam. This is one of the easiest way to make things clean. Okay, I'm gonna soak everything. The strain as well, and the sponge air filter itself. It will absorb some water, but after some time it will be clean. If you have other stuffs to do, you can just proceed with your stuffs. The cover itself isn't dirty, it's just normal. You can clean this one as well if you want to, but not necessary. You just take the toothbrush and then make things clean. All right. I just want to make sure there is no dirt or dust remains in here. That's why I really prefer to use the toothbrush. Also, I did another video of basic mechanical skills. I think I will upload in a few days before this one. That will be that video, and then it will be this one. So this one of the basic hack to make sure your air cleaner is well cleaned. Alright, so for the sponge, as you can see, it has absorbed some of water. You don't have to use so much strength because you can just tear this one apart, but you can use this simple way of squeezing. As you know, this is just a sponge. It looks a little bit cleaner compared to before, and you guys will see at the end the results will be. All right. Okay, after make sure it is clean, you can just rinse this one with clean water. But the first one, make sure it is clean. The cover is okay. The casings are well clean. There is no dot on these edges. And the last one is the sponge and the strainer itself. This one will contain some water and it may take some time to drain, but you don't put it back there the way it is. And for the recommendation, you see this condition right here. This condition, it means that this one is worn. For this demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this one, but the next one I will make sure I change this one. So this is not a good sign. If you see one side is worn like this one, you may consider changing your air filter or your air cleaner. But personally, I'm going to use this one last time, and then on the next service I'm going to change this one when I change the oil filter and the other stuff which I think will be okay to be changed. After making this one super clean, I'm gonna just take all of these together, then I'm gonna set a place whereby they will drain, and then I will just replace this back. So I'm gonna put it right here where it is. All right, so I'm gonna let it sit here, get it dry, and then for some time I will just fix the back, and then I will wrap at the end of this video, guys. The place where I've just positioned, there is zero sun, and I think it will work just great. All right, after setting the air cleaner for some time, I'm positive it is well drained and it is well dry. No wetness. There was some point whereby there was solar, and now as you can see it is clean, not like before. I'm going to put this one back. The first thing you have to consider is putting the strainer back, and the strainer you have to position on this side. Okay, now it fits perfectly. And then there is this mark here which will direct you on this one end, like this. This is means below, and this one as well. You just snap it in place. As I said before, I'm going to use this one only this time. The next service I would consider changing this air cleaner. As you can see on this one side is a little bit worn. I won't be using this one anymore. I'll use this only this time, and only for this demonstration. But the next time I'm going for the service, or for the next service, I'm going to consider to change this one. Once you make sure it is well snapped in places as it's supposed to be, now you can just replace back your air cleaner. And if you think you don't remember which goes where, you can have this mark here. So this mark is going to tuck below here, and it's going to cover like this. So simple. So you just put it back in place. You take all the 4 bolts, you take the screwdriver, tighten everything in place. And always when you tighten all these bolts, don't use too much force, as you know they can snap, and once they snap it will be harder for you to take out on the next time when you want to reservice or you want to change the air cleaner. So just tight to the extent where you are sure that it won't come off. Alright, to tighten this one, you just need to replace back the top cover, and you have to snap on the first place, the second place here, and then the third place is going to be this small bolt here. You snap on this end while you push it on the top end here. All of these few skills you can just do it by yourself. You don't need to take this to somebody to pay and then it's to be serviced. All of these are simple stuffs you can do by yourself. Guys, that's the simple way to remove or to access and clean the air cleaner of your motorcycle. As I said before, if you see the condition of your air cleaner is too worse, make sure or consider to change it. And once you go to the buyout, the sale of these spare parts, you can ask for the original ones. The original ones last longer. It has nice air filtration systems. That's wraps to the end of this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you on the next one.
Like, comment, and subscribe.